Forbidden games. Devil's game. There are games whispered about in the darkest corners of the internet. Games you're warned never to play alone or at all. Because they're not just games. They're rituals. Gateways. Say the wrong words, at the wrong time, in the wrong place. And something might answer. Something old. Something watching. Something waiting. These aren't the games of childhood. These are the games you play when you're tired of life making sense. When you're willing to risk your mind, your soul, just for a taste of the unknown. Once it begins, there's no going back. No pause. No reset. Only them, and you, and the rules you're about to break. Welcome to the Forbidden Games, the Devil's Playground. 1. Bloody Mary, the horrifying legend. The legend of Bloody Mary has haunted generations, and whenever her name is mentioned, a cold chill runs down the spine of anyone who dares to listen. This story is not just a warning, but a curse, a forbidden act that no one should ever try. The tale goes that if you stand in front of a mirror, turn off the lights, and whisper the name Bloody Mary 3 times, something terrifying will happen. You'll feel an invisible force, as if someone is standing right behind you, but when you turn around, no one is there. She was a woman who was robbed, dying in excruciating pain, and her soul became trapped forever within the mirror where her agonizing memories can never escape. Anyone who dares to summon Bloody Mary will face unimaginable horrors. Some claim to see her facia twisted, blood-soaked visages staring back from the mirror, her eyes wide open with malevolent intent, her mouth curling into a sinister grin. Her pale hands reach out with sharp, claw-like nails, ready to tear them apart. The air grows frigid, freezing their bodies in place, unable to scream or tremble. Others, when looking into the mirror, find that they no longer see their own reflection. Instead, they were met with nothing but darkness, and suddenly, a cold, ghostly hand emerged from within the glass, pulling them in. Once taken, there is no escape, forever trapped in the mirror's depths, haunted by Bloody Mary's wrath, never to be freed. People say that if you stare into the mirror after calling her name, you will never see yourself again. The world around you fades into nothingness, and when you look back, all you will see is Bloody Mary's blood-soaked face, grinning at you with malicious delight. From that moment, your soul becomes trapped in the mirror, lost for eternity. So, never attempt to call out Bloody Mary. Once she appears, no one has the courage to face the horror she brings with her. 2. Charlie Challenge, the terrifying game. Charlie, are you here? A simple question. A harmless game that seems like just a silly trend. It spread quickly across social media, everyone eager to try it out without realizing the dark force they were summoning. But who is Charlie? A Mexican spirit, or something much darker hiding behind a child's innocent name? The legend tells of a spirit, Charlie, who was never able to pass on. He died in pain, in a horrific accident, and now his soul is trapped, restless, seeking revenge. The whispers from this game are the key that unlocks the door to his tormented world. The game is simple. Place 2 pencils crossed over a piece of paper with yes and no written on it. Then ask, Charlie, are you here? The pencil will begin to move on its own, pointing to one of the 2 answers, showing that Charlie is listening. But once the pencil starts to move, things take a horrifying turn. You feel a cold, chilling presence creeping through your body, freezing you in place. Sometimes you hear a low, menacing laugh from the darkness, a laugh filled with hatred and malice. Some claim to see a shadowy figure in the mirror, its eyes glowing red, staring at them with a terrifying grin. Others feel a cold, bony hand reaching out from the unseen, as if it's trying to touch them. But the most horrifying part of all is when the game ends. Players often hear a knock at the door, sharp and clear, echoing through the silence of the night. When they open the door, no one is there. The chilling emptiness outside is suffocating, and you can't shake the feeling that something or someone is standing right behind you, just out of sight. After each round, the players are not just haunted by the game, but by a lingering terror that follows them long after. Some say a part of their soul is pulled into the darkness every time they call for Charlie. They must face not only the moment of fear, but the constant dread that remains. This game proves that sometimes the seemingly harmless can lead to unimaginable terror. When you summon Charlie, you open a door to something you can't control, and once it's open, you may never be able to close it again. So, the question lingers. Charlie, Charlie, are you here? And would you dare continue the game, knowing you may never escape what follows? 3. The elevator game. The elevator game, a chilling ritual that originates from South Korea. To play, you must be alone, following the exact sequence of floors, step by step. First, press the button for the 4th floor, then the 2nd, the 6th, the 2nd again, the 10th, the 5th, and finally the 1st floor. If done correctly, the elevator doors will open to another world. A world filled with darkness, where time distorts and bends in unnatural ways. A realm where everything feels off, like a twisted reflection of reality. But there is a warning. If you see a woman step onto the elevator at any point, don't look at her. Don't speak to her. Because if you do, you may never return to the world you once knew. The horror. As the woman steps off the elevator into the dark hallway, she hears the faintest sound, a soft whisper that isn't her own, followed by an eerie silence. The air feels cold, heavy. The walls seem to stretch on forever, the hallway extending farther than any building should allow. The woman glances back at the elevator door, half expecting it to open again, but when it does, it opens to reveal a vast emptiness. Suddenly she feels it, the presence of someone or something in the space behind her. She's not alone. The sound of footsteps echo, approaching rapidly, but when she turns, there's nothing. The unsettling feeling grips her tighter as she recalls the warning. If you see the woman, do not speak or look at her. But it's too late. Her curiosity pulls her eyes to the corner of the hallway where a figure stands, half in the shadows. The woman's face is obscured, but her silhouette looms closer. Conclusion. In that instant, the woman remembers the game's true rule. You're not supposed to interact, but it's too late. The last thing she sees is a pair of cold, unblinking eyes. The world around her begins to warp, her vision flickering as if reality itself is breaking apart. The last thing she hears before everything goes black is a distant voice, whispering her name, but it's not hers. Some say the game is just a legend. Others, who dared to play, have never been seen again. The doors of the elevator remain a threshold between the real and the impossible, waiting for the next curious soul to cross. And if you hear a whisper in the hall, you may already be too late. 4. The Midnight Game, the terrifying ritual. An ancient ritual, passed down through the ages, known as the Midnight Game. This dangerous ceremony is said to summon a spirit called the Midnight Man. According to the legend, in order to participate in the game, you must write your name in blood on a piece of paper, light a candle, and knock on the front door exactly 22 times before midnight. When the 22nd knock echoes through the house, the Midnight Man will be invited in. At this moment, you must hide and survive until dawn. You cannot let the candle go out. You cannot stand still for too long. If the candle extinguishes, or if you stop moving for even a moment, the Midnight Man will come for you. Those who fail the game are said to suffer terrifying hallucinations, lose their sanity, or disappear without a trace. The horror. Players who have participated in the Midnight Game have described a bone-chilling cold that fills their bodies as soon as the Midnight Man enters. The candle flickers violently, and in the darkness, they can feel his cold, penetrating stare, as if he is watching their every move. Strange noises echo from the shadows, like someone moving silently just behind them, waiting for one tiny mistake to pounce. Some players claim to have heard whispers, soft and chilling, from the shadows, a faint laugh that seemed to come from nowhere, sending shivers down their spine, yet they dare not turn around. The fear is overwhelming, but they can't stop, because stopping means becoming the Midnight Man's next victim. Conclusion. Those who fail to survive until morning face dire consequences. The midnight game is not just a test of physical endurance, but a battle of the mind against fear. The losers are said to lose their sanity or, in the worst case, vanish entirely, leaving no trace behind, as though they had never existed. So, would you dare take on the midnight game? Can you survive the night with fear gnawing at your mind? Or will you become just another part of this horrifying legend, lost forever in the darkness of midnight? 5. The game of hide and seek alone. Hide and seek alone sounds ridiculous, right? But it's not a child's game anymore. It's a ritual, a summons, something from beyond the veil of reality. All it takes is a doll, a needle, and your own blood. You give it a piece of your soul. Then, you hide. How to play and the ritual. The player sews a doll with red thread, a thread that connects life and death. They cut their finger and drip blood into its stomach. Then they say, the first time is player's name. The second time is you. Once the ritual begins, they must turn off all the lights and hide well, because the doll will come after them. No one knows what really happens inside the house at that moment. But some say they hear footsteps, even though they are the only one in the house. The consequences? Real disappearances. In August 2017, a teenager from Hokkaido uploaded a video playing hide and seek alone. The camera captures him running, breathing heavily. Then suddenly, the video starts to glitch. In the final frame, a blurry figure appears, resembling the doll, but standing upright. The boy vanished. The police found no body. There were no signs of break-ins. All that remained was a blood-soaked doll, smiling. Some people believe it's just a prank, but others who have played and survived, they're never the same. They hear laughter coming from their closet. They see shadows dart across the mirror. And every night, they dream of being found by something that's no longer a doll, but a real person. You're not playing the game. The game is playing you. We're all drawn to the forbidden. The more we're told not to look, the more we crave a glimpse. But once you play, you can't unknow. You can't unsee. You've opened the door and something has noticed. These games don't care if you believe. They don't wait for your permission. They ask only one thing. Are you ready? The devil's games don't end here. Subscribe if you dare to go deeper. We'll be waiting.